Today I'm giving you 5 tips that are going to speed up your fat loss and will bring you closer to never stalling on your fat loss again. Whether your goal is just to lose 5 pounds, 100 pounds, or if your goal is to get shredded abs, the fact is 50 to 60% of us are overweight or obese, and it's getting worse. In this video, I want to give you some tools to speed up your fat loss. I want to help you as an individual to start losing that body fat. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you the one thing that will stop you from losing body fat. If you are the type of person that wants to know how to burn body fat or build muscle mass, then this channel is for you, so subscribe now. I'm going to give you tip number 5 first and then go down to number 1 and then the bonus tip at the end. But quickly, just before I do, we all know, or hopefully we all know by now, that to lose body fat, to burn body fat, we have to eat in a calorie deficit. If you don't know that, this video, I'm just warning you, is actually about how to speed up fat loss, not how to lose fat. So I'm assuming that you already know how to lose fat and that you need to be in a calorie deficit, and then these are just some extra tools that you can use to lose a little bit more body fat quickly. If you don't understand yet that you need to eat in a calorie deficit, I have other videos on that and you can watch them after this video. A simple calculation is take your body weight in pounds LBS, multiply that number by 10 to 12 and eat that many calories per day to lose body fat. Tip number 5 is actually me getting your mind right. So this video is titled something to do with weight loss, and I did that on purpose. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did that because that gets more searches on YouTube. The word weight loss gets far more searches on Google and YouTube than fat loss does, and I want to correct this because the goal is to lose body fat. The goal should never be to lose weight, and here's why. To lose body fat, that means the excess body fat that we have on our belly, on our arms, anywhere we have extra body fat, our goal is to burn and to lose that body fat so we get leaner and we lose that body fat. When people say lose weight, it's very vague. We can lose water weight. You could reduce salt and lose loads of water weight overnight. You could go in the sauna for 30 minutes and lose weight on the scales the next day. You haven't lost body fat, you've just lost weight. I could even chop your leg off. Okay, well, you've lost weight. Okay, that might be funny, but really we actually just want to lose body fat, and that's what the goal is. If you're telling friends or family your goal is to lose 10 pounds of weight, change your mindset and change your words. Your goal is to lose 10 pounds of body fat. Tip number 4 is fasted cardio. Now, hopefully you're doing some weight training as well. If you're not, maybe that's something you want to consider getting into. Whether you train with weights or not, one thing we should all be doing if you want to speed up fat loss is fasted cardio. Fasted cardio just means, and first let's just take the word fasted. Fasted just means you haven't eaten anything. So you've woke up in the morning, you are now fasted. You have not eaten any calories. So fasted cardio is where you're doing cardiovascular exercise such as walking or sprinting or even jogging, which I don't recommend jogging, but walking or sprinting on an empty stomach. So you've not eaten any calories yet. Now, if you're doing intermittent fasting, then you can proceed to not eat your first meal until maybe 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. or whatever time you eat your first meal. You can do your fasted cardio and continue your fast. If you're not doing intermittent fasting and you're not open-minded to doing intermittent fasting, that's okay. When you finish your fasted cardio, you can go home and then eat breakfast. So if you eat breakfast and then do cardio, the food you've just consumed is now being used as energy to fuel that cardio workout. When you've not eaten any food, you're going to do 30 to 60 minutes worth of walking in the morning, and your body's going to burn your body fat as energy to fuel that cardiovascular workout. This really is one of the best things you can do to speed up fat loss. You can either do, like I said, 30 to 60 minutes of a walk every morning, or you can even do like 5 to 10 minutes of HIIT cardio, high intensity interval training. That basically means that it's high intensity and you're resting for certain intervals. So you might do a 20-second sprint followed by a 10-second rest, a 20-second sprint followed by a 10-second rest, and continue to do this for 5 to 10 minutes or as long as you can go. They are the 2 types of cardio. Fasted as well, they're going to burn the most calories and help you lose more body fat. Tip number 3, and I think a lot of you are going to like this tip, is to sleep more. Don't sleep more than 9 hours per night, but don't sleep less than 7. So if you can hit closer to 9 hours per night, you will burn more body fat the more you sleep. This is also going to help you burn more body fat, because if you've not had enough sleep, your hormones are not regulated properly. If you're running on 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, you're definitely going to get more hungry during the day. Also, if you think about it, if you're sleeping 9 hours opposed to 6 hours a night, that's 3 extra hours that you're sleeping. So not only are you going to be burning more body fat, not only are your hormones regulated properly, but also if you think about it, you're awake for less hours of the day, which means you've got more chance that you won't overeat. This also means you have to wait less time before your next meal. So instead of waiting 4 hours for your next meal, you might only have to wait 3 hours for your next meal because you're awake for less hours of the day. Not to mention, people who sleep more are going to live longer. You're going to be in a better mood for the people around you, your family, friends, girlfriend, and you're also going to build more muscle. You don't have to buy any of these, but for me personally, before bed to get better sleep, I like the blue light blocking glasses, and I also take CBD oil as well. Now, the reason the blue light blocking glasses are very important to have before bed is oftentimes we'll be watching TV or we'll be on our phones before bed. The reason the sun goes down at night is to allow your body to go to sleep. When the sun comes up in the morning and the light hits you in the face, that's when you'll wake up. So if we're on our mobile devices or TVs and looking at that blue light, our body doesn't know the difference between the sun and the mobile phone light. That's why it's very important to have a blackout room and to wear your blue light blocking glasses before bed. These glasses will just block out that light so as if it wasn't there. I don't have any specific companies that I would recommend. As you guys know, I don't do product placements or anything in my videos. I don't really believe in that. Let other YouTubers do that, that's their thing. Tip number 2, and another way to speed up your fat loss, is give yourself a little boost by drinking apple cider vinegar and drinking green tea. We know the calorie deficit is the most important thing. We're just talking about giving you an extra boost. Apple cider vinegar and green tea will help you lose more body fat, but they're not magic. Without the deficit, they won't work. Studies show that apple cider vinegar can speed up metabolism, decrease your appetite, and also help you digest your food easier and quicker. I recommend taking 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, dilute that in a cup of water, and if you can, drink it through a metal straw because you don't really want to be getting apple cider vinegar all over your teeth. I've personally noticed that I have a bit more energy when I take apple cider vinegar, and I recommend taking it just before your first meal. So whenever your first meal is of the day, take your apple cider vinegar, and immediately after, then eat your first meal. Now for the green tea, I like to just have like 2 green tea bags, but also don't really drink this after around 3 or 4 p.m. The reason for that is because it does contain caffeine. You don't want to be going to bed like 4 hours later and then still having caffeine in your system. So don't drink this too late at night. Have this more in the morning, or I like to drink it in the afternoon. Now, it will speed up metabolism. The EGCG inhibits the COMT. COMT is an enzyme that degrades catecholamines. Now, without getting too scientific and without going too in depth, I don't want to confuse you, that basically just means more fat breakdown. So that's how green tea helps you burn more body fat. Tip number 1 is not forget carbohydrates, but ignore carbohydrates. Focus on eating fats and proteins. The reason I say this is because proteins and fats will keep you more full. It's going to allow you to speed up your fat loss by keeping you full for longer. If you eat a lot of carbs, you're going to be more hungry, meaning that you're going to want to eat more food. Also, utilize some herbs and spices onto your meals. So I recommend turmeric or turmeric. I know people pronounce it different ways. I also recommend cinnamon, and then black pepper is very important for the absorption of the cinnamon and turmeric. They both speed up your metabolism and help you burn more body fat, and also turmeric has a thermogenic effect on the body as well. As promised, the bonus tip. Now the bonus tip is don't deviate from your 3 meals a day. What I mean by that is no snacks. Every time you eat, you spike insulin. Insulin is an anabolic hormone that is brilliant for building muscle, but the problem is it also will grow your fat cells. The more frequently that you eat, the more you spike insulin and the more body fat you gain. So if you're the type of person that needs to snack between meals, then have your snack at the end of a meal, or even increase your fats and proteins like we said earlier to keep you more full.